Concerning shoes here for blue collar prepping, forgive the waterfall in the back, but it's spring here in northern Michigan, and usually spring means spring break, and a lot of people travel for spring break. Ourselves included, we do flights a couple times a year. And when we do that, we almost always take firearms with us. And so sometimes people can be really convoluted about flying with firearms, and it's really a pretty simple thing. You definitely want to call the airline desk before and find out what the procedure is, but pretty much every airline we've ever called, the procedure is the same. Firearms in a case or in a lockable part of luggage, and it's separate from the ammunition, blah, 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 or check in. So when they talk about all those kind of things, about lockable luggage, they don't mean with TSA approved locks. People kind of think because the TSA says everything has to have a TSA approved lock. They are not talking about whatever it is you're securing firearms in. Here's a couple of examples of what we use without problem. Here's a, looking a little rough. Antique, obviously, as you can tell, suitcase. It's hard-sided, I like it. It has locking latches. As you can see, the tags on it from the last time I used it. These latches, this is Samsonite, are not TSA approved locks. It's older. That's fine, actually, and I lost the keys of this and I found them in a luggage store much after the fact. Not TSA approved, but when you're transporting firearms in this, the TSA is going to tag it, and that's the way they want it. They don't want everybody that's a baggage handler or whatever to have access to it. If they need to come get you, they will. Another thing is this. This is actually a golf bag case. SKB is the brand name, and you probably recognize that from other cases that they make. It's really simple, 3 latches. This one's full of firearms. The great thing about this is, with the exception that it could potentially be very, very heavy, is that it's set up that you can put a wide variety of firearms in this. Look how big that is. That's awesome. And what else is awesome? That you can frequently find these on some social media marketplaces or Craigslist for about $25. I think I paid 20 bucks for this. Now this doesn't come with keys. That's not a problem because the locks are replaceable, and SKB, you can go to their website and they have 2 different locks that you can buy. Sure, it's not a personal identification number that you use, but lock's not a problem. And they are not TSA locks. These are unique to this kind of thing. Later on this year, this is what I like about this particular case and why I got it. It's not only carry firearms, but it's configurable for whatever the quote-unquote mission of the trip is going to be. So I can either carry a bunch of long guns in it, or I can divvy it up where here's a space for some shoes, here's a space for some clothes, the top part's clothes, the bottom part's firearms, and ammunition. As long as the firearms aren't loaded, they can both be in the same lockable case. It doesn't matter. But the secret to the non-TSA lock, people get all caught up on that. That only applies to things when you're not transporting firearms. When you transport firearms, the TSA is going to scan it with you in their presence. And then they're going to label it and move it on. And they don't want anybody to be able to get into it. They will tell you that if we need to get in it, we know who you are, we will come find you, or we're just going to get into it and whatever. It's about theft prevention. So as you fly to whatever it is this spring break, be good, be safe. If you can't be safe, be good and dangerous.